Hello and welcome again to another episode on the Gegenpress. And in front of us today, we have one of the most exciting boot releases of 2025, and probably to many, one of the most exciting model to come out of Mizuno in the past year. So I had an extensive, you can call it review session of the football boot last week. If I am to review a football boot, it would be in a proper football match. Well, it's not a competitive football match, but still, a 90-minute session of 40 to 45 minutes per half, running around, kicking about, rather than just pinging it across the field. So I feel that it would be able to share with you my experiences, how it feels to run around and compete in the actual footwear. But before we go any further, let's talk about the unboxing experience first. Right in front of us here is the actual box. You can see it says Morelia 40th anniversary here. The thing about Mizuno is that they know we buy the football boots not for the extras. So they are very, very slim pickings when it comes to what comes with the box. The box, standard white wrapping paper. The box is pretty cool. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna resell the shoe. This is one of those shoes that I would actually keep for the long term. And also this gorgeous white shoe string bag with the 40th anniversary of Morelia printed on it. A lot of people ask whether I'm selling this in the past. I'm not selling. I'll probably sell other Mizuno shoe bags, but this one probably remains in the collection. It's really, really cool. Anyways, we're not here to talk about shoe bags. We're here to talk about these. Alright, so if you've seen my comparison video where I compared these boots, the ultralights, with other speed boots that's available in the market, this is pretty much one of the lightest ones that you can get. I wear a size UK 7, that's around 25 centimeters, and it weighs 180 grams. It's even lighter than the Soquitos. So they are very, very light. And if you're wondering again, where did they compromise or where did they share the weight, I also put it in a short. But as you can it's not a short, it's actually a proper video. Go check it out. But a quick recap is that in typical Morelias, you have several layers of leather across the shoe holes here, up here in front, and even where the Mizuno logo is. For this one, it's just a single piece. So that's how Mizuno was able to shave a lot of weight when it comes to overall construction. But in terms of performance, I am happy to report that this shoe pretty much carries the same comfortness of what you get from a Morelia 2, a Morelia DNA, or even a Wave Cup. Although the Wave Cup is on a different level, I'll say I can't pinpoint it, but the Wave Cup it's just super. But I don't have a Morelia 2, but the closest thing that I have to it is the DNAs. If you've seen in my previous videos, the Morelia DNA 2 is actually one of my favorite boots of the year. And it compares very, very well with this. But where this one stands out compared to the DNAs is it still carries the same plush feeling, and yet this is much, much lighter. It does not feel, in spite of the single layer, as I mentioned earlier, it does not feel, how to put it? I wouldn't use the word claustrophobic. I know the guy from Unisport loves using claustrophobic for that tight foot feel, which is, it's not right. Claustrophobic is your feeling being trapped. You can't feel claustrophobic with your feet. Just does not make sense. Anyway, it does not feel that it's so thin that if someone steps on you, there goes your game. You still feel protected. You still feel the padding over there, unlike wearing, say, those stretchy materials that you get from Nikes or the plasticky ones that you get from Adidas F50s. There are still some padding. Weird, I know. Even though you can see my finger poking through this, but it's still protected. The forefoot at the front here is still very well padded. So even though someone stamps on your toes, you still feel the pain. I mean, come on. You have a 60, 70 kilos person stepping on it, you're gonna feel it. But it's still much more protected than what you're gonna get from a typical Nikes that's pretty much sock-like. Okay? So in terms of stud patterns, there was a bit of worry because unlike the Neo 4 beta, no, not beta, just the Neo 4, or the ones that you find on the DNAs, the studs on these are closer to the ones that you find on the Morelia 2s, and they are slightly thicker, right? So there was an initial worry on how will it feel when, I want to push off the ground, and do I feel any slippage or do I feel any loss of traction. Happy to report it felt all right. I don't really feel much different than if I was wearing a DNA 2, so I don't call it as a negative. I don't see any issues there. Another problem or another point of need to be pointed out is that the back here seems a bit lower compared to other shoes, especially the Morelia DNAs. If you have the Morelia 4, there is that little stretchy material at the base here, right? So you might be wondering whether this is going to cup your heel well, or whether your heel is going to be stationary, locked in here. No problem. I don't feel any issues about it, even though yes, Noah did mention Noah Kavanagh mentioned about this part compared to the DNAs, where this is a bit wider compared to the DNAs, which is a bit more, like this, right? But I don't feel it. My heels stayed in place. I wore basic, grip socks from Joma, and I have no problems with it. Just dampen it, put a bit of water, and that thing sticks like glue. The insides is basically, I think it's the Zero Glide insoles, so that played a big role in that. Also, this part here, it's very suede-like, so this keeps your feet in place. No issues there. Yes, the tongue is a bit on the thin side, and some might argue if the tongue is a bit wider, there's more surface area that's gonna be between it and your feet to keep it in place. But I didn't feel any issues of it sliding about. Tight well enough, it stays in place. What other issues? Alright, so this Running Bird logo is very thin. It's basically a plastic sheet that's just stitched there, you can see. And yeah, again, this corner here might be an issue for those with OCDs because it's sticking out, flopping here. Can just cut it if you don't like it, but I'm just gonna leave mine as this. So really, I don't have much negativity to pick on this shoe, apart from because it's white. The downside is I play mostly on AG, but regardless of what surface that you play on, it's a good AG. So I'm not really worried about twisting my ankle over. Touch wood. It's a good field. That it's gonna get black. I actually wiped this before the video, so this whole portion was fully black from rubbing against those rubber pellets. You can see from the base here. I decided not to just wipe at the bottom, it's a bit too much. But as you can see, you can just wipe off. You just get alcohol rubs and it's gone. Spend 15-20 minutes. I did the same thing right after the footwear. I need to do a bit more on this one, but it's not permanent. Of course, you're gonna get scuffs in your football boots anyway. So because these football boots are meant to be played in, I got a bit of blackened part here and here. And the fun part is because it's fully white, you can actually use it as an indicator on where you use which part of the foot you use the most. So on my side, it's like all darkened over here. It's darkened over here, and on the outside. So it kind of shows where how I manipulate the ball the most. A bit more of it here. So those who really want to improve their gameplay or the way they kick the ball, the way they manipulate the ball, this might actually be a cool shoe for you. Actually, any other white shoe in that case. I have another white one in the background. I'm gonna edit soon. Gonna review it soon until I play it. But yeah, I think I'm in that phase of all white shoes. The laces, well, I didn't recall retying or sorting it out mid game, so no complaints there. And my final verdict of this shoe: should you get it? Why not? I mean, it's still selling at the same price as any other MIJs, unless those are on discounts. If you have the opportunity to get this one, go for it. You will not be disappointed. Oh, before I go any further, about the fit as well, I feel there is something funky going about with Mizuno sizings in recent times. Maybe I got lemons, maybe I'm the only one talking about it, but I realized that they start to run slightly long. I wear a size 7 UK, and if you've seen my previous video of the Morelia DNAs, I mentioned number of times that I can wear a size 7, but I would definitely fit a 6.5 UK. There seems to be a bit more volume, especially at the toe front here. And I'm not regretting that I got this in size 7. Like I said, works perfectly. I have no problems. I play normal. It's just that I want it to be a bit more snug. And here's the fun thing. I went 7 because my 7 Mizuno Wave Cups is the most perfectly fitting boot that I have. Hence, 7 is my my reference point. But given a chance, or even if I have an opportunity to get another pair of this, I'll probably go for a 6.5. I'll still keep this because you don't get gems like this often. And when you look at, sometimes you look at your collections and you thought, some of those shoes you might, rotate or even sell to fund new purchases. This is one of those that will probably stay. And a blackout boot is brilliant, but an all white one is equally impressive. So, do I rate this? Yes. Do I rate it very, very high? Very, very high. I don't have a rating scheme for the boots I'm talking about. It's all subjective because giving them numbers is actually unfair to the makers, to be honest. Although I do understand sometimes it's a good gauge to compare one to the other. So I might. But then again, take it with a pinch of salt or a fistful of it. So, Mizuno Morelia Ultralight. Is it brilliant? Yes. Is it ultralight? Yes. Is it significant? Yes, you do feel the significance of the lightness. Does it affect ball control? You control the ball as usual. I have no complaints there. It does give you that what's that word? That feeling that, oh yeah, you're faster with this. It does. It really does. So my only gripe is that it gets dirty easy. Apart from that, get it. Is it boot of the year? Too soon to tell, because I am still liking the DNA 2 a lot. I still need to, I'm probably going to be rotating that and this one as my favorite ones, and then pick up the Wave Cups as, you can't leave it alone. Someone needs to wear the Wave Cup. I love the Wave Cup, but because I only have a pair of it, kind of feel that I don't want to wear it out really quickly. But then again, boots are meant to be worn, not displayed. So, thank you again. Appreciate the views. Appreciate the likes. If you haven't, appreciate the likes. Thank you so much for the support that I've been receiving to the channel in recent days, recent times. If you haven't subscribed, really appreciate the subscribe. I try to reply to the comments as much as I can. If you've commented in the past and I didn't reply, or this one, I just don't know how to reply to that. I'm so sorry, but it's more of a conversation. And at the very least, I'll try to give it a like. If I have an opinion, I have a feedback to it, I'll definitely come back. Oh yeah, a lot of people are making a big fuss about, what's the sole plate like in terms of bouncing back. I mean, come on, it's a football boot. It's something that how much is it priced in the state? What, 280? This one costs like 1,000 ringgit, 1,199, and yeah, it bounces back. It's a top tier one. So you want to know how it feels when you run around, right? So it's great. All right, appreciate the likes. Catch you guys in the next video.